Let's talk about creating and managing groups. We can use AD group set of commandlets to create, delete, modify, or list Active Directory groups, and either the AD group member set of commandlets or the AD principal group membership set of commandlets to add, remove, and list the members of an Active Directory group. By using the AD group member commandlets, you add or remove one or more users, groups, service accounts, and computers to or from a group, whereas with the AD principal group membership commandlets, you add or remove a user, group, service account, or computer to or from one or more group. Use add-AD group member, but if you want to add one object into many groups, use add-AD principal group membership. Or you can ignore one or the other set of commandlets and use looping to accomplish the same thing. In ADDS, two types of groups are supported: security groups and distribution groups. And there are three scope levels for each: domain local, global local, and universal. To demonstrate how these commandlets work, let's create a new group, marketing users, as a security group with universal scope, and add a couple of users to the group. Then we'll search to get a list of users in the group by using both standard Windows PowerShell filtering and LDAP filtering. So creating a new group is easy and uses the same basic techniques as creating a new user. The difference is that there are far fewer properties and parameters to create a new group. Let's create a new group with new-AD group command. We'll be using the following parameters: name, description, display name, group category, group scope, SAM account name, and pass-through. You can see the results of this command. Notice that even though we didn't specify the full path where we wanted to create the marketing users group, Windows PowerShell defaulted to putting the groups in the users container. To override that default, specify the path parameter. Windows PowerShell will use the default container for your domain if you don't specify a path. Now let's start adding a couple of members to the accounting users group we just created. For this, because we are adding multiple users to a single group, we'll use the add-AD group member commandlet. And it has the following syntaxes. The identity parameter accepts a distinguished name or DN, GUID, security identifier or SID, or SAM account name to identify which group you want to add members to. The members parameter accepts an array of new members that you want to add to the group. The new member can be identified by the same methods as the group identifier, but the parameter also accepts user, computer, and group object variables that identify the members to be added. You cannot, however, pass objects to add-AD group member through the pipeline. To add James and John to the marketing users group, use the following command: add-AD group member with the following parameters: identity, that will be marketing users, and members, that will be James and John, and pass-through parameter. And you can see the output of this action. To verify that the members were added, because the pass-through parameter doesn't really help with that, use the get-AD group member commandlet. So let's type get-AD group member, identity, marketing users. Some words about managing groups. Let's take this a bit further and create another new security group for management. We'll call the group managers, and we'll use the description property to add members to the group. So first create the group by using new-AD group with the following parameters: name, description, display name, group category, group scope, same account name and pass-through. Now we need to select just the users who are managers to add to the group. We can do that by using the description property, because we populated that when we created the users. And we know it includes manager in the description for those who are managers. This would be easy if we could just pass the results of get-ad user directly through the pipeline to add-ad group member. But we can't. So instead we'll create an array of same account names from the results of get-ad user. We'll call the variable manager array and do get-ad user action for this variable with the following properties. We'll use filter to find the word manager in description. Now we'll use the manager array variable with add-ad group member command. So the command looks like this. And finally, to confirm the identity of who we added, we'll use the following command: get-ad group member with the following properties: identity members, and we'll pipe it to format table auto, and we'll format the table with same account name and name properties. But that doesn't show us that the users were added to managers. So we could try changing that format table command to the following: format table auto same account name, name and description. Unfortunately, that just outputs an empty colon for the description field. We can check why with the following command. Let's see what properties and methods are supported for get-ad group member. And we can't add a properties description to the get-ad group member because it doesn't support that parameter. So instead we pass the results through get-ad user command, which does support the properties parameter. And now we get the following result with the following command: get-ad group member, and the properties like this: identity managers. We'll pipe it to get-ad user with the properties description and format table with same account name, name and description. And it worked. Now we can clearly tell that each of the members of the managers group is described as a manager in Active Directory. But what if we want to add a user to multiple groups at a time? Let's add John to the same groups as James has. So we'll add a variable groups and get all the groups which James has got, and add those groups to John with add-ad principal group membership command. Now John has the same groups as James does. Now if we want to remove several groups from John, we can do this with the following command: remove-ad principal group membership identity John, and list the groups we want John to be in. And of course don't forget about pass-through parameter. Now let's get John's groups with get-ad user command.